fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what they at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste a must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take the spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above him up, him a got stop it. Too much eat in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for we in Global TV. Check it.
A pleasant Sunday, good morning and welcome. Don't criticize me over my sleeveless, the weather warm. I feel tired already. Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to our Sunday special. How are you all doing? To my community of party and all my family members, good morning. Platform moderators, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and troll. Good morning, good afternoon. If you are on the UK timeline, welcome to Global TV Sunday special. There's a few issues that I'll be going through this morning. Debbie Jervis, how are you? Good morning. And don't forget, everybody, Debbie Jervis have her own TV channel on YouTube, Debbie Jervis TV. Don't forget to subscribe and give her some strength over on Debbie Jervis TV. She's very easy to find on YouTube. She's the only Debbie Jervis TV there. EM. Good morning, Evan Riley, Marcia Thomas, Ebenezer Cody, Pamela Acola, Country Girl 84, Marva Thomas, Sheena Kelly, Patricia Matthews, Arja Robinson, Lady Bug, Orette Bailey, Shade Oban Iris. Good morning. No, don't trouble me this morning. And to my moderators, if anybody come to rub me this morning, give me a chance with them, I beg. Anybody come to rub, give me a chance with them. Anthony Stewart, morning. Morning, Arthur Robinson, morning. If anybody come this morning to come tormentation me peace, ML Smith Sparling, how are you? Sandra Ellis, how you doing? Sandra, did you retract your message just now? I want to know if it is YouTube robots that are retracting some comments on the channel. Let me know. Did you retract your comment? Sandra, Sharon Pate, rather, how are you? May have some issue to deal with this morning, so if them come, give me a rubber for them. I hear someone who come, I see someone who come on my page where they are not write up. You're doing a great job, Miss Bronberg. We know how it go. Or some of them I say them I withhold money from Miss Bronberg. If the Labour government I withhold money from Angela Bronberg, ask yourself why Angela Bronberg is so silent on it. If the Labour government is sabotaging Angela Bronberg, why Angela Bronberg silent? Is it that she is in fear of them if she speak out? Is that Angela Bronberg is in cahoots with them while she's not speaking out? Or is it the old turn your back on them when you get what you want, Angela Bronberg? Which is it? Remember the code, Angela Bronberg? The code, Miss Bronberg, that got you the chairmanship of the People's National Party. The code, Miss Bronberg. Wasn't it the same way, Miss Bronberg, when Andre Stevens worked with you to help you to get to the chairmanship of the People's National Party? Immediately, Miss Bronberg, you became the chairman of the People's National Party. You turn your back on Andre Stevens. You never want to have anything to do with him because you get to where you want to, Miss Bronberg. Is it not that same Angela Bronberg? Keith Salmon, how are you? Is it that not? Isn't it the same Angela Bronberg with the crooked husband, Paul Burke? Isn't it? Or is it a different Angela Bronberg? Old habit, diehard Angela Bronberg? Leopard never changed their spot, Angela Bronberg. Use people to get where you want to. But when you get there, Pamela Akola, how are you? When you get there, Angela Bronberg, whoopsie-daisy, they are suddenly been thrown under the bus. Karen Forbes, all gone, bro? I wrote a look. WhatsApp service. Okay, you have to walk up and down, look WhatsApp service. This is the condition where I got through. Want to notice Jamaica? Want to notice everybody turn them eye the other way? Nobody is talking about the storm anymore. Beat and Teach probably busy. I don't know if she gone to church. Want to notice how everybody turn a blind eye to the condition of Jamaica people at the moment? How much you know see in a mainstream media and in the print press done it about what Jamaica people are experienced from the underground? How much information do you hear on a day-to-day basis coming from government to the people? Unlike the white private sector, then, we see the need in the recovery effort to send Chuck to areas of Jamaica with building material. How come the government, we don't hear them talk about the government send truckloads of lumber here with the military to assist people in their roof? Me don't hear the government talk in something. Me hear the private sector. Me hear the government talk about tarpaulin. The government talk about tarpaulin. Unlike the private sector, I don't hear the government talk about zinc nail on board. But then Jamaicans want you to hug up a certain type of politician and to blaze fire upon a certain type of politician. But nobody don't see say at the moment. Everybody turn a blind eye to them. Labour and PNP, celebrities, big up Chensia, because I don't know of no other celebrity would jump in the way you jump in. Big up to you. To some amount of big, stretch out rotten woman on social media. Where storm and distress are broke where Jamaica. Me say Dana just make headline on social media. And me not hear anyone on attack about helping Jamaica, Marjorie, Dolores. Two, what them I go to at the moment. Big women with children. Big women will teach them children something. A Japan a roll and a walla over just where Dana wear. While Jamaica, them sweet Jamaica where them talk about, in disarray, without any management. And you know, hear nobody attack. No media not talk. No politician not talk. I wonder if the people of Jamaica, particularly the vote selling one, the one that will run around per campaign, I wonder if you realize how much politician turn a blind eye. I wonder if you realize, Brenda Elson, how you do? You know to say if I'm not social media, nobody not talk about burial. You know if I'm not social media, nobody not talk about the loan. When the government are going. After no government walk all around the world and collect up money. After no government walk all around the world and collect up money, when a government are going alone, I don't hear a politician raise a sound. I don't hear a media raise a sound. I don't hear an interest group raise a sound. I don't hear a celebrity raise a sound. So everybody is okay, Elaine Turner, with the government taking donor money, loaning to Jamaicans to pull themselves out of a disaster, while people across the country don't have electricity, don't have running water, and don't have money to rebuild their life, but will have to go to government bureaucracy to choose between their house and their shop if they get a grant. And if them don't qualify, them have to take a loan. And we don't hear the intricacies of the loan yet. If it's going to be an interest-free loan, or if it's going to be an interest loan, what's the percentage on the loan? Who benefit from the percentage? Will it be the private sector, the financiers in the private sector, or will it be the government coffers? Nobody. And then Jamaica would want you to roll up Mark Golden and rub him up and wrap him up in blanket because he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, Jamaica, isn't he? Let me say to this millionaire, I'm not say veteran, I'm not say beat and teach, I know sunshine upon holiday. Well, people don't know, so me not there on Sunday morning anywhere. So a lot of people are not aware. There's a thing called priority. Everybody a sidestep, you know. Nobody don't say what I go to at the moment. Renice Nichols, how are you? Nobody not see what I go to at the moment, you know. Everybody a try push something else than Miles. Everybody a try push something else at the moment. And nobody is pushing for help for you, the people of Jamaica. I wonder if you not pay attention. Hilton proposed legislation to allow depositors who have been defrauded to pursue civil action against banks employee. All well and good in a normal time. But why at that agenda you are push at the moment, Anthony Hilton? Look at your constituency. Do you want to go to the paper, Anthony Hilton, and write about what is going on in your constituency and why you are unable to do anything for the people of your constituency? But all on can write on fancies and wamses, and all on can try slipping this and that into the legislative process at the moment because we're so woefully distracted at the moment and lack of information. So now on no time for work, you see. It's not really the time for una focus at large. You notice no politician don't oppose to nothing what Andrew do to the people them in this relief, recovery, and rebuilding effort. No. All no capping hands up. Isn't it showing Jamaica people that nobody cares? Nobody not care about the difficulties what they now go to. All now no light in sections of Manchester, Fairfield, Mountain, Lincoln, Spurtree. Pauline, how are you? Nobody not talk about it. Jamaica people are meet hell across the country, particularly the areas that were worse hit like Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Westmoreland, St. Thomas, Lennox. Nobody is talking about it. All the government is doing, all politicians are doing, a walk and a collect up money from all over the world. What has gotten down? What meaningful help has really gotten down to the people on the ground who are needing help? Them don't even have light and clean water. See my brother upon road, yeah. I walk up and down. I try to get a WhatsApp service. Just to get like an internet service to send a message to it or forget to tap into some information on social media. Carlin Richards. That is what is happening in a lot of our communities around the country. When my brother get in touch with me, him have to walk up and down and I look on him phone screen till him spot one little signal in try to make contact with me. Sometimes he have to go Black River just to go use a mobile phone to contact with. Them something they are going across Jamaica. But still the Prime Minister and all of them when them speak, Ivan Riley, them tell you, said, they go upon the website, yeah, and upon the strep site, yeah, and all sort. And the media has dried up. If all of it dry up, so me know say your constituency officer and your mayor and your council and your MP, you're not seeing here from them neither. Everybody dry up pound within 3 weeks. Dry up. Everybody else find something to do. 3 weeks. Everybody else. And Jamaica people sit down waiting for an election to be called. Jamaica people will line up for a pack of donuts to get a joke. Jamaica people will line up for KFC to get a joke. They have turned their backs on you. I saw JPS working in Colleyville, Manchester yesterday. Everybody turned them back. Nobody. Why they never cancel some fest? Jamaica is in its worst disaster. Why them never cancel some fest? No, nobody don't think about it. Nobody don't so uno that important. When money important more than uno, that's why uno Prime Minister just a walk and a collect up donor money so. And then come back, come lend uno donor money. And everybody seems so relaxed about it. You're not hearing of any outrage. Sheila Jackson, one of the US Congress, has died. Some of these ladies paved the way for a lot of young ladies, you see, in the political arena today. So for some of these stalwarts who paved the way, you want to say RIP to them, and you want to acknowledge the work that they have done that paved the way for some of us to stand up to the system. Right, the hullabaloo. The hullabaloo. I do not have a massive problem with this situation, and I'm going to explain to you why. I will explain to you why I do not have a major problem. I'll explain the administrative and the constitutional bit of it to you. Leader of Government Business, Kamina Johnson Smith. The Senate Lower House approve a bill to amend the Constitution that is amending Section 61 of the Constitution. Trust me, Elaine, it looks like we are more concerned about Jamaicans. What is this? The disaster fund that our country has in place, it is to be used in the event of a disaster to finance us throughout the process. Now, when it comes to the donor money, Blue Waves, those money were donated to the government, so the government can use those money to help people to rebuild their lives and businesses, help the farmers as well, as grants, not loans, as grants. Remember, in all of this, we got insurance money from the Caribbean Catastrophe Bond. We waste a lot of money upon the World Bank Catastrophe Bond, where we're not qualified for. There's money from the UN, money from Cayman, money from Canada, money from Britain. I'm sure the United States is on board as well. All these money are donated to assist the people of Jamaica, to help Jamaicans to rebuild their life and economic livelihood. Not something for the government to make money off. Not something for the government to take for them and their friends. For the people of Jamaica, people who've lost their houses, people who've lost their businesses, people who've lost their livestock, people whose farms been destroyed. At those purpose the money coming for. They're not here for loan purposes, for the government to get any financial benefit or. That's why it is called donation. You know, by the foreign people them say, we're loaning Jamaica these money so Jamaica can help itself out of the disaster. It wasn't given as a loan. It was given as donation. How then can the Prime Minister take donation and again a profit of donation? The Prime Minister is using donors' money and insurance money in order to create more revenue for himself and his friends. I don't hear nobody uncomfortable with the loan except for independent journalists. You know, mainstream journalists attack. You know, love poor people, PNP attack. The entire core of Labour is silent. Just like the 49 thieves, silent to everything that Andrew Holness has done. Silence, silence, silence. Jamaica people too are silent. They are in fear. Jamaicans are in fear of the police to the point where they're willing to go back into slavery because they are so much afraid of the police. They are so much afraid of the police. Jamaica is in such fear that they are willing to roll over and take anything because we are in fear of the police. You think the more police say that you are in fear of them, not the more them are going to seek to take more power from you, to control you more, to keep you in fear more. Now, let me explain about this galangin. Let me share the screen so I can highlight what I am going to explain to you so you get a better understanding. Right, so you see what I have on screen here. This is what you would call, this sentence up here is what you would call the long title of the act. An act to make provision about sexual offense, their prevention and protection for children from harm, from other sexual act, and for connected purposes. That is the long title of the act. Then you have here, which is the short title of the act, which is the Sexual Offense Act 2003. That's what you would refer to as the short title. Now, the issue of Section 61 amendment concerning this paragraph of the title. Be it enacted by the Queen, Most Excellent Majesty, by and with the advice and consent of the Lords spiritual and temporal. I'll explain that somewhat. In the Westminster political system, bishops are appointed to the House of Lords. The House of Lords is an appointed chamber, just like the Senate in Jamaica. It's not elected, it's appointed. So when they refer to the Lords, spiritual and temporal, they're referring to the bishops, the spiritual side, and then the temporal or the other members of the Lords, and the commons, those elected in the presence of Parliament Assembly and by the authority of the same as follows. This is what Section 61 amends. Now, this amendment was required the moment Elizabeth died. But as you know, the government do things on its agenda. Just stay with me while I'll explain to you so you understand why I do not have much of a problem, even though the government have a trickery way of doing things. Now, once Elizabeth dies, this would require administratively word changing from queen to king. In the current system we have now, that would be the required changes. But the changes that they are bringing would more be appropriate when we become a republic. Stay with me. The amendment would become more relevant when we become a republic. However, why I don't have a massive problem with it now, Parliament in Jamaica, the Constitution is the supreme law. Parliament is the supreme legislative body. So, in effect, since 1962, even though the monarch is still the head of state of Jamaica, but Parliament, when we enact a legislation in Jamaica, it's enacted by the Jamaican Parliament, not by the monarch. In that sense, I do not have a problem with that change of the Parliament of Jamaica having its legislative supremacy on paper. However, at this moment, this changes nothing in the governance structure constitutionally, because the king is still the head of state. All this does, it put on paper Jamaica's parliament legislative supremacy as is fact, because it's the Parliament of Jamaica that creates the laws. Now, when it comes to the royal assent bit of it, our natural understanding, and it's not just in Jamaica, it's so here for most people as well. The royal assent, the ratification or the signing or the rubber stamping of a bill making it into an act. People understand it too. Once the bill is passed from representative and passed in Senate, one is of the view that it goes to the king or the governor general for royal assent. That isn't quite how it works. The royal assent, stay with me. This is legal teaching. The royal assent is what is called a royal prerogative. It's a prerogative power of the royal household that Parliament did not take away from them. However, that royal prerogative, such as the signing of a bill, all royal prerogatives, or most of them, is exercised by the government on behalf of the monarch. So, in effect, no bill goes to Charles or Governor General to be signed. Parliament has a mechanism for that, because it is Parliament that it's the government rather, not Parliament. The government has a system for that. When you hear it says a bill receive royal assent, doesn't mean it goes to the palace. It means that the government exercises the royal prerogative of the household and give assent, royal assent to the bill. So that is really how it works. But for the changes of this statement moving enacted by Queen Most Excellent Majesty, for me, I don't have a problem with that. It is correct, because it's the Jamaica Parliament that enact laws. And you cannot use this to turn Jamaica into a republic. We still have to go through the normal process, and the people have to be given their referendum. So in effect, even though the government is doing it round the corner because they never get what they want and not explaining to the public, because the PMP them on board with it. 5 of them was in Senate, 4 vote, 1 abstain. Even Scott Motley agreed with it with a bit of reservation or whatever. But I don't have a massive problem with it because this particular line should have been what you call it? This particular line should have been amended long time, even by the same crooked PJ there, who was alive and involved when this constitution was being, when the current constitution was being written, and have knowledge, studied and have knowledge of the constitution, and as a lawyer is aware that it is the parliament that is the supreme enactor of Jamaica and not the Queen. You know, so even PJ could have done this ages ago. But it's just that all of them play politics. Big up Grenada. Big up Grenada. Welcome on board. How is the relief efforts going on in Grenada, Fitzroy? And has the Grenadian government been using the international donors' money to give loan to the devastated people of Grenada in order to rebuild their life? Do the people of Grenada have to go through a long string of bureaucracy in order to get any assistance from the government? What it is like for the people of Grenada with water, electricity, cell and data coverage? How is the people of Grenada treated by your politicians at the moment? Fitzroy, please do let us know. Fabian, how are you? Hero Bottom, good morning. EM, how are we doing? Donette, please let us know, Fitzroy, because we meet hellfire with Andrew Boya. Hellfire in Miles, how you do? We meet hellfire Boya with Andrew Holness. So tell us what is happening. To all of them are friend. Them and the international donor, them are friend. Remember to them take the international donor them money, COVID money, and them share it up between the all of them and buy election and buy vote. And you never hear an international donor speak a word. And all of them embassy at Jamaica, the all of them have them NGOs on the ground. The all of them, I'm telling you in international law how it go here. You see every NGO, let me make one look for me. You see, in our country, it's not only the embassy that in our country that feeds every information we are going in your country back to the foreign office in their country. You have the non-governmental organization, the NGOs. You have the private, in the private foreign investors. All of them other foreign groups, whether be whatever organization and company, not the British or the American or the Canadian have out there, they feed daily information. They are what you call low-level spies. If you never understand that system, that your private investors, your NGO, your Human Rights Watch organization, your little different this and your little different sponsor here, all of these people are what you call, Mavis Forbes, low-level spies. So the foreign government them are equipped and clued up with all our way of going. All of these conversations where you hear we have, the low-level spies are tapping into them and are providing information to the foreign office. So them well clued up and them know. Them same one give them the COVID money and them know say Jamaica people don't get it. But as so them channel the work, them now come directly to we. Them have to go through them friends them. So in relation to this, it is constitutional, but for me, it's more administrative. It doesn't change the amendment done in section 61, section 61, doesn't change the constitutional structure of our government. It still remains the same. All that was the amendment has done, it is changing this particular wording and replacing it with Parliament of Jamaica. It doesn't change anything for the constitutional or governance structure. And that is why I do not have any problem with it. Kesley, how are you? The administration of funds costs money. How we go about it is another matter. Well, the administration of funds costs money, but there is enough money from, I don't get your question neither. Your statement, the administration of funds costs money. Are you talking about the administration of funds to the people on the ground that will cost money? If that is the understanding I should have, but then you could cost it from someone of the money or the budget you have. Please touch on the contract of Troy Bridge. Me ask a question about when I tell Abena, who get that contract? They can't don't know yet. Funds to the people. But even if it costs money, how do we get to loan though? Because that is the major issue we are having. How does it get to loan? And the Ministry of Finance or whatever government ministry, because the disbursement mainly go on to the Ministry of National Security. Why could we not then use money from the Disaster Risk Management Fund to cost that distribution of the funding? When government they distribute with funding through COVID here, our government has a lot of mechanism of doing that. Whether it comes directly to us from our employer or it comes directly from the Social Security arm of government without us have to sign in a piece of paper or doing anything. I mean, like people who it was just easy for it wasn't a long bureaucracy for people as well who were applying for business grants and all of that. During COVID, there be a grant, people get relief pandemic loan, government give we voucher for electricity for about 6 months, I think. Nothing was happening for the people of Jamaica. All the money, not Ministry of National Security, nor and the Ministry of Finance. Their department can cost that. Their department can pick up that cost. There's enough money. Come on. Look at how much Dr. Tufton stole. 700 billion. I mean, that shouldn't even be an issue. Any distribution will cost money. How we go about another matter. What you are failing to identify is a certain element which I'm expecting from the proposal. I cannot satisfy the theory. You have to explain to me more. Failing to identify is a certain element which I'm expecting from the proposer. Well, then the government tell we about loan and grant, but them never, Jim Ashley, how are you? Give any information anyway. Them just ramble. We still not yet to, but even the grants, how much, what if it costs the government to administrate the grant? How does loan, because the loan, stay with it here, loan is the contention. What does the loan would have to do with the funding? With the funding of with the costing of the distribution of the money? How does the loan have anything to do? Head teacher K, morning, welcome. How you doing, my friend? How things are going? Heart of love, sis. Heart of love. In other words, how would you go about it if you were administering it? As I explained to you, all right, let me explain to you in our Jamaica way how it should be done. We have a lot of people, the government is going around the country doing a database documentation at the moment. Now, this ought to be coordinated between Ministry of Finance and Ministry of National Security, coordinated also with local government. Okay, we don't have that system as we have in Britain here, where we never have to go through any bureaucracy. Money come to we via our employer or Ministry of or the Department of Work and Pensions. Government then, in the decrepit system we have in Jamaica, after doing their assessment, a check system is what I would have advised in the distribution. People who are entitled to a grant is given a check. The government had the money, so it can't bounce. The government and the bank, them are friends, so it can't bounce unless a thief them a thief you. Give the people a check so they can cash that check. They can cash that check in order to do whatever rebuilding or recovery they have to do. Meeting you lead me down a Grand Canyon this morning, Keswe. And I'm not going to follow you down the Grand Canyon because it's not anything that is complicated. It is literally not. And how much would it cost to distribute those money? Why are you not dealing with the issue of the loan and dealing with distribution cost? Distribution cost is not an issue. I've never brought up that. That's not a center of my debate. The issue is loan. How do we get to distribution costs? Keep to the loan. Is it appropriate for the government, after receiving insurance, after having disaster risk management fund put aside, After collecting so much donor money, is it appropriate for the government to be telling the Jamaican people about loan? That is the issue. That is the issue. Address the issue of the loan. The costing shouldn't really be an issue. Or governments find money to thieve at their own will. So if it's a costing to distribute disaster money, I can't see where the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of National Security, and local government couldn't scrape that money from hither or thither to source that costing. The issue is loan, and that's what we should pay attention to. Is it appropriate? Who benefits? Is it an interest-free loan? Is it a loan that Jamaicans will have to pay interest on? How long of a process will Jamaicans have to go through before they receive any help from this government? Will Jamaicans have to be hit by another storm before them get aid through this recovery? It is why the international donors are sending assistance, because them know say the zone where we live in, we are at risk of other hurricane in this very hurricane season. So when them send the assistant come give way, they send it with the view that the people of Jamaica will benefit. That's the question we need to ask the government, the details of the loan, which I have been asking from the very last week, Tuesday, when the Prime Minister turned up in a parliament and talked. I have been asking the question. The government has nor the Ministry of National Security, which will be doing all these assessments. They haven't come out and said to the Jamaica people how this assessment is going to go, what you will need to prove, and all of the things what them are talk about. People are just left like that. The rate of how this mad woman will go with the schools, look like every school I got on target to open on time for September. Why do we have a military is the other question. And what is our military doing? Why the government hasn't rolled out the entire useless sit down upper camp boy them and only go in a Zozo areas go breed woman. Licky soldier boy them. Why the government has not rolled them out entirely across the country in various different sectors to help people? You hear say as and them send chucker zinc and lumber down there to go help repair people's house. All you hear the government send tarpaulin government. Tarpaulin. I heard nothing from the people of Clarendon or St. Elizabeth. Very little going on. I don't know much about Clarendon, but my section of St. Elizabeth, very little going on. You know what happening in my community? People are walk up and down all over the whole neighborhood. A search for wherever Gilbert carried them zinc, and a straighten it out, a put it and tar it, and knock it back on them house because them can't do better. Them left out the inner the element. Them still a catch with friends and family. I believe the government received funds on the community development fund from the EU and report of funding. The government received funds from all of the international donor them. The government received funds from all of them, even Cayman. A 200,000 US came on donate an assortment of medical equipment. You understand? The government just a walk and a full them belly. Jamaica don't short of help at the moment. What Jamaicans and everybody now say, Jamaica short of management, administrative and operational management. All the Prime Minister has been running around doing since the hurricane is making sure him get every photograph and video clips that is necessary to show how good the Prime Minister is and how he care about poor people. I'm not coming at you, I'm directing you to the issue we're dealing with. Costing, for me, is a distraction. We're dealing with loan. Loan. Deborah, how are you? Brenda. The loan where the government take international donor money out should be causing an outrage across the country. You don't hear nobody in an outrage. Not about the people them on the ground where should be outrage and outrage. Media no outrage. Mainstream media no outrage. On the social media people talking about it. Celebrities no outrage. Nobody no in outrage. So that means Mark Golden would have still same way loan on the donors' money. Just like the labor right them. Mark Golden would have lend on the money just like the labor right them. Because him don't have no word to say about it. Me not go waste my time on the word you. Transparency can only be in Jamaica when you remove this current fleet. So many people go about transparency and accountability. Them something that never exists. So if I follow the Prime Minister and I talk about transparency and accountability, you have to go over Dana for them to find them something. They're all over Dana. Say you heard it right, yes, upon Global TV, I only over Dana me know accountability and transparency there. Me never see nowhere else in a Jamaica yet. You hear? Other than over Dana. Me never see transparency and accountability in a Jamaica. So me not go waste my time this morning go down that rabbit hole there. Because me a dig and can't find a way down or out. So me not go down the with you this morning, you know, Keslie. I am not going to follow you down into the rabbit hole of accountability or transparency. Because we may never move from your today. So me now follow you into that rabbit hole unless I over than a way ago. Other than that, leave me out of the conspiracy and the ability. Make other people who have patience and time 8 years of the two cheeks of the same backside, and you want me to talk about conspiracy and ability. No, you're wicked to me this morning. Somebody said you. Somebody happy said you this morning. No, sir. Conspiracy and ability. No, Jesus. I went out and get up fire. Who has more? Who has none? Who showed less? Who showed more? Bro, you are talking about loan. Grant, let me hear your how you would administrate it or cheap. You're not listening. You are so not listening, because I have just explained to you how I would administer the grant. Is after the assessment, and those who are entitled, you do it through a system of check. Why I say that? Because we don't have that hookup system like what we have in the UK here, where government could subsidize your employer or subsidize you through your bank, which is on system. This is why I explained the distribution through a check from the Ministry of National Security. Quite simple. Quite simple. You don't need to go round and around the garden. Quite simple. The assessment is done. You allocate the funding of the grant through a check. Everybody can carry them check to a bank and lodge it or change it. Simple. You don't need, in the time of disaster, in a Jamaica without water and electricity and data coverage and reception, you really don't need to go round and round the garden. It is simple. The assessment, the awarding of the fund, allocate it by a check. Simple. Simple. You can issue food voucher. You have people, these people are not thinking. You have people who are on the pay-as-you-go system, just like we, whether England, on the pay-as-you-go system. Government send a voucher to an address. You don't have to ask the government a question. All this, if we don't have that link-up system, all this can be done through the Ministry of National Security, coupled with local government. It's too hard. This is why we employ these people, because we expect them to think. They've gone through a system of education, which we expect them to have the administrative and skill. Also, you have the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. There's a lot of disbursement you can do through them. They are responsible across the country. It is not hard. Trust me. So it's not a big theory that we should have, or we should go into a big academic argument about it. No, it is quite a simple administrative and operational thing. We don't need the high academic bonja monja. Them saying God, this is why it's called tertiary, primary, secondary, tertiary. Those at the pecking, but then again, remember said, when they say anything on social media, those people have to go to Andrew Holness and ask Andrew Holness if it goes or if it not goes so. Get to university would do better. Trust me. Because one thing they get on a charter. And one thing they get on a charter is talent, knowledge, management, operational skills, and administration. As much as them say we don't say we're not learning at the ghetto. The system of Jamaica where we have, ghetto people can administrate it easily. will administrate it easily. So everybody shut up since the hurricane. Me say all this year criminal, yeah. All this year 1 year. Why you don't come tell we how your son-in-law died, sir? Why you don't come tell we how your daughter meet your gangster? That's you are come to the Integrity Commission. But you see the Integrity Commission, Jamaica, this is something where we need to stand up and campaign for it to be scrapped. We cannot pay an anti-corruption organization with government control. It just don't make sense. Senate President Tom Tavares, criminal fence, said it would be appropriate for the Integrity Commission to present a statement of correction following its annual report, which appeared to, without credible basis, accuse the Jamaica Constabulary Force of treating negligently its probe in the shooting of senior Commissioner Ryan Evans. At some point, I did make a mistake and say it was Greg Christie, but it's not. Evans. If the Integrity Commission says there has been no update on the investigation or the shooting, what it is, them for come out, come correct and make statement both. Huh? Why are we paying an organization that should be investigating criminals like Tom Tavares, Finson? These same very people can dictate to the organization, can gag it at their own will. And if it still appear them, Jamaica people don't see the need to campaign against this level of corruption, where the very anti-corrupt body has become as corrupt and silent as the government. Why are we paying these people? What are they doing, Don Fox? How are you? What are these people at the Integrity Commission doing to get your money? What has they done since its creation, other than come out here, complete psychological warfare between we and politicians, illicit 6, illicit 8, illicit this, illicit that? All we can get from the Integrity Commission is allegation, 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 allegation. No formal conclusion. If you're not PNP, you don't get call out. If you're not PNP, you don't get cargo court. Even though you're on the labor them, maybe committing the same crime. Even though you're on the labor them, I commit the same crime, the PNP them will get called out. The PNP them will get hurled in front of the court. The PNP them will get embarrassed in public. The label them have a warm blanket figure smuggle up under. And all we can hear from the Integrity Commission is allegation, allegation, allegation. Come here, Mark Golden. Just like how the sloth need help to cross the road. Just, Mark Golden, like how the sloth need help to get up the tree. Just like how the slut take 10 years to make a journey, is the same route you're going at, Mark Golden. This rate, you will not cross it. The people now see from you what is required. The sophisticated uptone politics, Mark Golden, just not going to work. This slow to see, slow to hear, slow to speak, crawling for 3 years like a sloth, Mark Golden. How far have you gotten? How far has you gotten, Mark Golden? To where you have gotten, Mark Golden, is the help from those who care about sloth. Those who don't want a sloth to get run over, Mark Golden, would help it across the road. Those, Mark Golden, who doesn't want the sloth to get attacked down there, would help it up to the tree. Mark Golden. You, Mark Golden, would have loaned the people of Jamaica's donors money. Otherwise, you, Mark Golden, Wagwan JC, how you do? Otherwise, you, Mark Golden, would be disgruntled about what this government is doing to the people of Jamaica. But you are silent, Mark Golden, mean that you have consented to it. It means that you don't have a problem with it, Mark Golden. You yourself would have done it to the people of Jamaica. Just like how many people come on my page and write. So the wicked, crooked Angela Bronberg. Don't forget to Angela Bronberg and her husband, Paul Burke, is a bloody crook. Huh? They are bloody crooks. Ask them about them previous investigation. Ask Paul Burke when he was General Secretary of Vumva Vian Vumva, as Jeffrey Tavares would answer. Rohan, how are you? Muriel King. Mark Golden is in cahoots with the suppression Jamaica. Mark Golden an upper class and uptown. Mark Golden don't even know if he speak patois. Remember? Oh, Trevor Dyer. Remember to Mark Golden still don't learn if he speak patois yet. He's not down here. He's up there. That's why this sloth would never make it down here. Because he is only up there. Mark Golden is not showing leadership in waiting. Mark Golden is showing a concubine in waiting. Collusion and in waiting is what Mark Golden is. A useless snail waiting for the people to be fed up enough of unwholeness. Not that the sloth is doing anything much to achieve or for the people of Jamaica to be confident enough in him to say, yes, this is a leader. You're not cutting it, Mark Golden. You're not cutting it. You can't cross it. A sloth, Mark Golden, if we were to wait for the sloth to cross the road, it would have traffic jam across the city or the state for hours, Mark Golden, unless then one helps the sloth across the road, help him up to the tree, it might be chaotic. Mark Golden would have loaned you the money as well, isn't it, Bedford? Of course he would have. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been silenced. If the Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness regime is sabotaging crooked Angela Bronberg, why is Angela Bronberg silenced? Or Angela Bronberg get the money and she and her husband swindle it off, and nobody don't hear gun fire about it, cause them thinks that we are fool. Them thinks that we are fool. Them think we are fool. 231 million contract. Carlos, we don't know who get that contract here. Sharon Bernard, how are you? Well, Andrew definitely have to go, but Mark Golden's shoddy is not a confident, or one would say showing reliability opposition. It's just not there yet. Of course, Andrew has to go, but Mark Golden doesn't show that we can depend on him for strong and robust leadership. Mark Golden still going to fall over for the private sector. Mark Golden still going to fall over for the international interest group and the Summerwatt group and the Canadian teaching group. Him still going to fall over for them. Not strong leadership. Him just have wait for the calamity for Andrew. Mark Golden is just waiting for calamity to usher him to power. That's the truth. Mark Golden now work. Mark Golden is not working to get there. If Mark Golden come and talk about the treatment of Jamaica people at the moment, if Mark Golden come and talk about the loan, what, a politicization? It is politics. There is no policy guiding this recovery or rebuilding effort. None whatsoever. It is not policy guided. Even if it is policy guided, those at the helm do not understand what they're doing. Hence, the people on the ground is not getting anything. Where you get money from for Tribridge and the Holness? If you follow Global TV, you know, say me ask long time. Will Tribridge be fixed out of any money where you get from the royal household, where you still not tell the people of Jamaica about yet? This 231 million, Prime Minister, where does the budget come from, Nigel Clark? I want to tell you like a Batman here. You don't notice that like a Batman, Nigel here. Nigel at Cliff Party. Nigel with the man behind you. You know, so me can't call your name Nigel because you could never open your mouth to me over here. You would never dare Nigel Clark. Even Baton Island. Because you know only power got your story. Ask yourself why no Jamaica woman wouldn't want you, Nigel. Natalia, how are you though? Nigel with the ring next to him and the man behind him. I wonder if Chopper John they're on there to Nigel. Because I see Chopper John, do come out here, come blaze hoo-ha and braha. Come tell me if you're Hero Clark still there. And if you're Hero Clark down the Chopper John, make we know who a bore Era Clark against wall. And that's all we want to know. Them questions that we want you to answer. Don't come out here with the old patchet like your ear say. People are dopey frightened with Chopper John. We want to know if you still a bore Era Clark against wall, or if another man take Era and you are bore him against wall. And that we want to know about. What you are talking about over there, you know, it's not a few concern. You could have walk and cry over social media about everything like Vegas. Tell me, are you still boring? Here Clark. And that's all we want to know. So we don't know what on a flink and flank all about the place. Just answer the question. And if it is the boring of Era Clark, or the work where you do for the Prime Minister make you get the contract, and them something that we want to know. We don't want to know whether you're there with your people with curtain at night time and look. If you want to walk and start with, it's up to you. If you want to walk and start when dodging a bush, Chopper John, it's up to you. We want to know, is it because of boring the Deputy Speaker of the House why you've been awarded a contract at Cornwall Regional Hospital? Or is it because you're the Prime Minister's social media mouthpiece? And that's if you answer. Don't come over here, come talk about this and that. We don't afraid of people. Ants follow fat. It means we call we fat while you don't follow we. Ants follow fat. You don't have high blood pressure. You still have to go tell we who are there. Because we know that the Jamaica Labour Party love bend over and skin out. Hold on over there, Batman, from the Prime Minister. Remember Dr. Garden describe your private area already. Remember. And if I were to describe you out here, Juliet or Road, I would have to say yes or no in a public, or then would I have to ask you in a private Prime Minister, how does he know so much? Ask what happened at Cliff Parties. So no stay there. Go and play. Go and play out here today. I don't think nobody afraid down. 231 million, Nigel Clark. Where does that funding for Charbridge come from? Funding don't jump out of sky. Cabinet signed off on this money. Where does the money come from? No, it is important for us to ask, where does the money come from? Where is it? Where does that money come from? Because, just fall out a tenure. If you never have it 3 years ago, it has come from somewhere this year. 2021, uno never have it. 2022, uno never have it. 2023, uno never have it. Uno find it now. I've been asking for a week. Charbridge, the money where Prince Charles give, if I hit Charbridge, I go fix OTA before election. What's the source of this 231 million? Is a question that Nigel Clark and the government must answer. Because for 3 years, we don't know where we have go get money for do it. We want to know if the government robbed Peter to pay Paul. We want to know if the government have robbed Peter to pay Paul. And if the government robbed from Peter to pay Paul, of the billions we have received accumulatively from funding and catastrophe insurance and what we had in all those disaster funds, 231 million would be a dent to that. So it wouldn't suppress the relief effort so much if you take out 231 million from all we have accumulated. But then again, how the government would have managed so quick to allocate and given contract signed off by cabinet 231 million from a fund for this disaster to a disaster in 2021. Away a play it back way, but then again the JLP do everything back way. Back way, back way. JLP government do everything back way. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Nigel Clark. Bend over, Minister of Finance. You're going to use money. If we are to follow that narrative or theory, if the government takes money from this disaster to repair a disaster and effects from a disaster 3 years ago, back way, but then again, it's Nigel Clark. Norman, how are you? The Easy Jerk World, well gone, bro. Sent down a document on community development from the EU. Did they get any funding? Where does the source of this $231 million come from? And is it US 231 million, or is it JMD 231 million? Who was this contract awarded to? Is it, so help me search it, Zara Burton? We know you can dig. We know you love dig, Zara. We know you will find. Because Zara Kobar deep and bigger and the Changan Freeway. Zara Kobar can go deeper than Freeway. Zara Burton, says up me. Zara, somebody call Zara Burton and tell Zara Burton, say, one, we want to know where the source of this 231 million come from. We want to know when was this 231 million allocated. We want to know who was the contract given to. We want to know if the proper procurement method were followed. We want to know if this contract is been given to a loan contractor, or there was a competition process for this contract. We want to know. There is a lot of questions that we have hanging out there, that this government, even though when they step to the bully podium, this government, and we have to start brand them like a chump now, the dodgy Dana and the crooked Andrew, you have to start with some of the chump branding now. The dodgy Dana and the crooked Andrew, when they step to the bully podium, they always remind us to speak nicely and kindly and positively about them. That's what they always do when they get to the bully podium. Or if them think to say, you open at them face like me and Carlos, they'll go as far as threaten you. The government will use all its resources and apparatuses to track you, identify you, and find you. Because we are not scammers and we are not paying extortion money to the government. Anthony R. Wagwan, bro. We're not scammers. We're not paying extortion money to the government. We police them now collect extortion money. Like up a Cheapside mini mart when Robert White boy them, when Robert White boy them send him police them from Hunts Bay and Olympic Garden police station to go collect extortion money. The Prime Minister, the leader of that gang, Robert White, the businessman, the drug dealer, the Dan man, Robert White, who control Hunts Bay police station, is friend of Andrew Holness, as well as he's a friend of Anthony Hilton. The bad man, the Dan man, the man will make sure, say, my police station, Hunts Bay police station, treated well. You can't even call Robert name to a police. Go on, go. Robert, do you not know you know on crime, Robert? Do go and go tell the Hunts Bay police, no? And see what happened to you. Yes, Andrew Holness, the Labour government, the Labour Prime Minister, and Anthony Hilton, the PNP Member of Parliament, the two of them are friends with the same bad man. A Waterhouse constituency bad man. Anthony Hilton constituency bad man. Andrew Holness friend bad man. Wanna say the bangarang and the rukus where we in? Where does the source? Where's the source for the money for Charbridge? Is it from any money allocated as a part of the reparation project what Prince Charles talked about? Did Prince Charles allot or allocate money to the Jamaican Prime Minister the last time he came to London? Did the Prime Minister receive 600 million from the palace? Just like how they mine gold, oil, even though they not start fully mine the oil yet. Just like how they mine gold, copper, and everything round way and enrich themselves. Who benefit from it? And that if you ask themselves, Jamaicans. If gold and mine, but when I don't get nothing out of backside, so I don't see why I'm not concerned about when I get out of gold or oil anyway. I don't see why it would be important. I'm not concerned about something out of oil or gold when you got the rich backside and its elements and diddly squat. The country and the people I get out of it. At on a worse stage, even free money, the government don't think or not entitled to it. When in a COVID, him get the money and him keep it for him and his cronies them. No, I lend him it too. No. This government don't think you are worthy of any help. The opposition don't think you are worthy of any help. That's why the two of them couldn't sit down and come together and say, let us profit of this recovery effort. Let us profit from this disaster. Is that not what you are colluding with, Mark Golden? Tell the Jamaican people, Mark Golden, is that not what you're colluding with by your very silence? For the Prime Minister, profiteer of poor people, of people hit by disaster. Them get one fund from EU called the SDG fund, something like that. So the sustainable development, SDG, social development, something another fund. A whole heap of money EU and US pumped into these people to develop rural community issues to do with climate change and all of that. These people get a lot of funding, which we do not hear or know of. Only, but all of these money going into politicians' pocket. A whole heap of money are coming into Jamaica. We get locked down where we not hear about Andrew Holness. What about the money where you get from Prince Charles? Andrew. Where you get money from Andrew Holness? Fair do the bridge, fair do Chai Bridge. 2024, when you have ignored it since 2021, as the portfolio minister, Andrew Holness, of the National Work Agency, where you get the money from? Yeah, Nigel Clark need to come tell Jamaica people who don't want to try people. Of course, we don't want the bridge fixed, but we want to know where does the 231 million come from? Is it JMD? Is it USD? Did we have did we go through the proper procurement processes? Was it put out for competition? We want to know all of them something there. We don't just want to hear say contract give out. We want to know who. We want to know how much kickback Andrew will get to. That is one of the questions, real sweet. How are you, Ron Williams? We want to know, as the portfolio minister, how much kickback Andrew Holness I go get off of this. Who gets the contract? Is it one of Andrew's friends? Did any of Andrew or Juliet business gets any subcontracting from the contractor that will be doing the bridge? No outrage, no care. You know, see none of the entertainer them, barring Shensia. Me not see nobody really step up to the plate. If they out there do it, me not see you no correct me if me wrong. Barring Shensia, me not see nobody act like Jamaica people required help in the entertainment industry. Politicians, both sides of the backside, are the same old we I get from them, because literally they're still sitting on the same toilet. Same old. Civil society, me no know, me not hear nothing from them, because if them attack, maybe nobody not right about here or give them no space. If they don't know, so they can come on them social media, come talk. Me not hear the private sector come cry out aloud. Of course, the private sector come out and give help. We now say they not give help because my community, Digicel and Poor Relief, run by I think the Mumfords, get there before government. On the south side, people like us and them get there with help before the government. So me now go hard on the private sector them in that way. What I'm saying is, me now hear the private sector them a lick out and say the people need more robust assistance coming from government. Because at the end of the day, how we make the private sector rich, how we interact with them business, how we spend with them. As much as they're assisting, the government listens to them, and them run the government head locally, on the local level, and the private sector run the government head. Some would expect somebody from the private sector to at least come out and say the government is not adequately supporting the people through the worst disaster Jamaica has ever seen in our lifetime. They're helping, but their voices matters. Their voice matters. The private sector voice matters. I know they are helping. I know sections of them are helping. I know the help coming from the Azans. Other private sector groups are involved in that help Linford. Could the private sector have done more? Of course they could have. 5 million or whatever is a spit in the ocean. Of course, the private sector could do more. But their voice matters. Jamaica people are at their worst. And everybody just walk away. Go and go look in at the papers them. How much you hear about burial? How much you hear any updates of what is happening to the people of Jamaica on the ground? Go check how much update you see come from any government ministry or the government in itself. Everybody has gone in silence on the Jamaican people, while the government and the opposition come together to take free money, lend you, and say, after you help up yourself, remember you owe money. When will Jamaicans wake up? Nigerians are coming on board with the Kenyans, you know. Nigerians are not even calling for a protest. Nigerians, Cousin Myrna, how are you? Nigerians are calling for a revolution. The debate across Nigeria is heightened from the experience garnered from Kenya. Nigerians don't sit down. Nigerians, Gen Z, don't sit down and take things lightly either. You just got to remember their rebellion during lockdown and the end that they were calling for to police brutality. Nigerians are not now calling for a protest. They're calling for a revolution. You hear what some young Nigerians are saying? We are preparing for the worst. We know they're going to shoot at us, but we want to change the system. What one of their plans is, they're going to block all exit. Their plan is to bring the country to a standstill. Nigerian politicians are shaking in their boots at the moment. Because if they block Lekki crossing, because Lekki was one of the pivotal points of the protest in lockdown. And if they block Lekki crossing, it would send shockwaves of traffic and shutdown across Nigeria. But Jamaicans are still sleeping. Jamaicans are jinkrum. And read a big, nasty, careless woman on social media should not teach them children about them rights. The whole of the junk for them. They on social media and have hissy fit over Dana dress. Or then they on TikTok a skin out and a go on like real junkro. Just for earn short term. But nobody don't see it. It is time for Jamaicans to use whatever we have to our disposal wisely to come out of this barbarous and desperate situation we have been held into. Why you think Jamaica now move forward? Because Jamaica people have been docile by education, docile by religion, docile by mainstream media, and now is capsized and turned over by social media, which allows Jamaicans, rather than standing up for themselves, is prostituting themselves. The hooligans of Sin City. They are the hooligans of Sin City. Sodom and Gomorrah is what Jamaicans practice, particularly on TikTok. Jamaica, the country where you used to burn the Sodom and Gomorrah, burn this, burn that, go burn on a conscience, throw fire upon a conscience. Jamaicans who have sold out yourself cheaply, rather be for a little pittance on TikTok, or rather be to politicians and voting there. All are sellouts. That's why everybody can cheat on us. So everybody can step over on you and walk on top on you, because everybody knows so not cheap. Everybody knows so not fall for everything. Everybody knows so not stand up for nothing. Rice and tin mackerel. As you done yam the rice and tin mackerel, you just need like a breeze to blow and hungry would and kill you again. 6-piece Jamaicans. Back road Jamaicans. The Jamaicans of Sodom and Gomorrah on social media. Why do you think nobody should have respect for you? I don't know why people jump around and talk about this Jamaica every day and that Jamaica. Please. Associating yourself with Jamaica, you just associate yourself with poverty, corruption, stupidness, everything. At that Jamaica, any brand Jamaica be is corruption, lack of knowledge, lack of willpower. Yeah. We don't have nothing left in our Jamaica. Nothing left in our. Because white rice and tin mackerel bloat easily. Jamaicans mentally has gone backwards, slow thinkers with no real leadership. That is true. Leadership is going direction of people from universe. Yeah. But then, Kesby, isn't it time for people to stand up and say, are we for need to lead ourselves out of this? Because if we continuously look for leadership as a people, we're only going to be led deeper into destruction. for the last 8 years of politically led by our politicians, we have gone backwards. For those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, Jamaica, these days, Jamaica has gone backwards. But Dodgy Dana and Crooked Andrew will come out and tell you otherwise, how our economy is doing, how our employment figure is low, how we're this and how we're that. I've been always asking the government, can this government drive this line agenda called social housing? Social housing. I never even see the Chinese one, but I talk about the Cayman one this since morning. Donna Marie Go have created a model that would represent what social housing means, with a budget in the National Housing Trust. Donna Marie Go would have lifted L-Dog, a whole sway of Jamaicans, out of the squalor life. If you were to put Donna Marie Go in the Senate with such a budget, Jamaica will really see what transparency, accountability, and good operational and administrative management on the ground. You don't see when Dana put up one building, or it just go up, so just blow up stuff. You remember when Dana did build Ratty Picnic them house? That alone, Prime Minister, is a prototype. Politician can't call nobody say, come give me a day's work free or so. Not that credible. You can only get people to come to buy them. Because nobody respect you. Jamaican no respect you. Jamaicans only licky and love big company. Because when you talk to Jamaicans, when hard life hit them, the whole of them cuss on. Right now, a lot of the demonstration and revolt where people are going with across Jamaica because of how they've been treated in this disaster is not coming from on a slow and slouchy, sloth behaving PMP. It's coming from a lot of the very die-hard labours. It just to show you where the People's National Party is at. How not divided, how not splintered, how not disgruntled, here, there, and everywhere. Can't speak with a united voice. On a slow, on a weak, on a spineless, on the way down there so. One just a try to catch up so PNP. What sort of government? What sort of government should we look forward to from an opposition who agree to a government to loan Jamaicans money in a them worst time? Ask yourself that. And ask yourself if Mark Golden gives you any confidence. Hold on, there's something just come to me. Andrew Holness say the government has taken another step in safeguarding the country's most vulnerable. This is our overpower. The little whoring grandmother there, we entertain them the 31st of December every year over the Nasty Gal Cliff. Because I notice when the government want to walk and tell him lie them, he go over the little careless gal. Because Cliff provide young boy and all sort for them on the 31st of December. So them have to pay Cliff. Them have to pay Cliff him dues. Is it not, Mr. Hughes? Them have to pay you your dues. But make we read. He say at least 2 pensioners per year will now be included in government new social housing. Pro BBC Graham. All right? So we have to have manners. So we have to acronymize the answer. Hey, social housing, says the Prime Minister. 2 pensioners per year. Or I mean, dunce. I must dunce me dunce. 2 pensioners. Let's read. Again, let me see if it. You see, Chuno always call me Liard. Chuno know me as Liard, N over Granny there. Me want to read it for you. Me want to show. Hold on. Me don't see it. Let me dance it out. Let me dance it out this morning. Because I say, I want to show no for myself. I wouldn't even look upon the capital dance there. The capital dance Favorite Williams. Because all Favorite Williams, them a big letter dance, you know. And that letter we have to put on glass, you see. Favorite them dunceness come up in a big letter. You can read it near and you can read it far. I'm going to adjust the Justin Welby, the Church of England scenario, because I see some people may think that 100,000 or 100 million with Justin Welby, the crook, spoke about. That 100 million is not for Jamaica. It says descendant of enslavement, which you can read it in line to involve Africa and the whole Caribbean, because Britain slavery in Africa and the Caribbean. So don't misconstrue that 100 million from the Anglican Church. PMP accused JLP of misinformation. None of that may I look for. May I try to find the article. Hold on. May I try to find the article with the cynic. And come on and bring it on screen show no. Say Andrew Holness say 2 house per year. 2 house, you know. Hold on there. And this came out on the 18th. So we need to go far down. Oh no, wait. We want to show no. 2 pensioners. Hold on, the people, me just a look. Look to find that article. You must go and way down a bottom. Come on, want to show us say, I see it here now. Da, 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 da. Me make Anza tell lie out in face, not out of my mouth. Make Anza tell lie out of face and not out of my mouth. Because Jamaica people don't see say them not have a share in a nothing where I go on. The Prime Minister said, 2 pensioner to get house annually under the social housing program. 2 per year, you know. Anybody understand the statistic we get to how much pensioners we have per year? How much people reach to the pension age per year, and how much of those are in dire straits? Then Prime Minister, if the teacher them and nurse them will retire all 3 years now, still can't see or hear about them pension, do you think going into a community and look for a pension and give them a house in order to sway the rest of the community, Peter Flynn, to do good, to vote for the do-gooder Prime Minister? L-Dog, how are you? You think that is social housing? Or you think that is showing care to our vulnerable? As suffer with vulnerable amount of people them small, that's the Prime Minister can only afford to help 2 pensioner per year. Think about how much of our pensioner Prime Minister. Think about our pensioners with 700 billion could have assisted on the social housing program. Think about Prime Minister, how 1.7 trillion, how beneficial Ransford McLean, that would be to the social housing program, and how much people you would be able to lift out of poverty and out of decrepity over a year. But me always tell you, Jamaica only have enough money when it come to thieving. If it is to spend on Jamaicans, if it is to assist Jamaicans, if it is to drive Jamaicans out of poverty, the country is very limited on spending, to the point where the country is, rather than using the relief efforts money to assist Jamaicans out of what they're into, it has been used to loan to them, so somebody down the line can profiteer from it all.
The last time I met with the executive of your association, they raised the issue of pensioners who were on hard times, particularly some of them have nowhere to live. And I said that we would help using the new social housing program. So today I'm going to make a commitment to you that I'm going to give to the executive the ability to recommend 2 beneficiaries per year under the new social housing program.
2 beneficiaries per year. Is it per constituency, per community, or across the country? We need more clarity on that. If the 2 people you decide to help, is it 2 per constituency, 2 per country, 2 per what, Prime Minister? It would be interesting to understand how the 2 go.
They would have to meet the requirements. So we have to assess that the person actually needs the benefit. So we would depend on the association to make the recommendation. And this would have to be someone who either has land or has permission to use land that we can build on. And we have to assess their need circumstances.
What about though, Prime Minister? What about land distribution? If one has the needs, but does not have the land, Prime Minister, what about government land? What about land distribution? What about land allocation? If them don't have house, where them a go get land? You don't feel so then would have mash up one, knock up one bamboo and piece of zinc and one touch lot pan it if they did have land. So where them a go get it, Prime Minister? What about land distribution and land allocation? Remember, we black people, we did forget 40 acres and a mule. Ask how much acres Chinese, PJ and Portia get the Chinese them. I will leave it here this morning. But tell Mark Golden, say we say no snail now, no sloth can't cross it. No snails or no sloth cannot cross it. So, if you think you can cross it, step up to the plate. Step up to the plate. Thank you all for being here with us this morning on our Sunday special. If no topic or break what I want me to discuss tonight, I'm not sure if I'll come back tonight, but if there's a topic what I want me to come talk about tonight, if not now break, we have to WhatsApp it to me and WhatsApp the research source. Otherwise, I want to know how it go. But to the people of Jamaica, the reason why we are here is because you matters and because we care. What we're calling for, asking the people of Jamaica, make sure you matters and you care, because if you don't care about yourself, nobody not care about you. So you have to get on board with the care. Please talk about the contract at Charbridge. Okay. Whatever material you can send me, we'll go do some research myself. But whatever anything you know about there, you can send me to my WhatsApp number or also to my email. Or we will just come out here and come ask the government all heap uncomfortable question. The thing what we need, what we know, so them afraid of questions like, whoa. So we just come out here, come ask them about the truth, ask them uncomfortable question, probe Charbridge, because we want to know all of the intricacies of Charbridge. The Prime Minister is the portfolio minister for the National Works Agency. So the Prime Minister have a lot to answer. Leon, how are you? When do you know the amount of children in Jamaica who is disabled, can't help themselves, and government not help? We know, especially Carlos deal with this issue a lot. Remember, Carlos, you're still there. What the school name again? The disabled school. But the government closed last year, September, without any announcement. Them just turn up and school lock because them can't fund it. Given say, how much a billion missing from Ministry of Education. Billions. But them can't fund a school for our disabled children. Remember Merle Grove, they turned down a student because she's wheelchair bound. And when we the partner job, we have to create a storm after Andre create the storm the night. Ministry of Education and Merle Grove School jump up and run and go make the adaptation that allow them to accept that young lady because they are going to turn her away because she's wheelchair based. A whole heap a go on. Why don't you see them drunk and hooligan over TikTok a disgrace Jamaica? And these are the things drunk like Spice and the all of them and the all of the big dirty woman them because we're going over TikTok a dirty girl behavior. I have to put my mouth on a dot. For talk say on a big, nasty, careless, stretch out. Never learn nothing at school. Never learn nothing on street nor through life. Never learn nothing from the holy man will run through no and never stay nor sit down. A dirty girl life are going over TikTok with Jamaica woman them. Uno a dirty girl. When you go, yes, they did install things to make it accessible for that wheelchair student, and then they accepted her. So with social media vice powerful, but when some dirty girl will call themselves big woman, I go over TikTok and behave in a certain way, then want we to have respect for them, not over your son. If you're a dirty girl, you're just simple a piece of dirty girl. And a son will behave over TikTok. Every big woman turn shibada over TikTok now. One of those the behavior of Jamaican woman them. Sometimes I wonder, do these people have children and are they teaching them? And do their children see their disgraceful behavior over TikTok? Them woman they over TikTok are not woman. Most of them are dirty girl. It is as simple as that. And if you not think so, no dirty girl, come challenge me on it. Make me show no, so on a dirty girl. It's simple. The evidence is out there. Anyway, thank you. No. We'll come back, come make contention about Charbridge tonight. We're going to come back tonight to make contention with the government over Charbridge because for cheer, they never have money. And all of a sudden, with the money just drop out of sky, so drop right at the Prime Minister foot. Never drop nowhere, you know. The money never scare for drop nowhere, barring right at the Prime Minister foot. Ask the money. Ask the money why him choose to drop at the Prime Minister foot when Jamaicans have so much foot. I wonder if the money are collude with the Prime Minister now. You can't tell. You can't tell if all the money are collude with the Prime Minister because Jamaica full of foot. Opal, how you do? Jamaica full of foot, you know. And 250 131 million. Feel to say, the only foot where me can drop are the thief in his foot. They know to say all the money I work against with you. All the money and whatever I work and drop money I work against with you. But we're going to come back later upon that 231 million. Yeah. We want to know more. We want to know more details. But then again, the money talker. But then again, even if Nigel hide, even if Nigel bat is sore, and he can't sit down in a parliament, sore bat in Nigel. Even if Nigel's sore around there and is unable to come and sit down in parliament, carry a bed, make Nigel lay down on him belly or on his side and talk to we in a parliament, because all heap of money issue from the empty building them when Nigel at that and don't want to talk to it from all heap of money issue are gone at the moment, Hope and Newell and Nelson rather. Whole heap of money issue are gone at the moment. What we need to hear from Nigel, but because Minister Head Cook and Buckle Washer take over from everybody, we're asking Minister of everything. We need more clarity, one, on the loan, and two, on Charbridge. We're concerned about them two at the moment. Charbridge, 231 million, and we're concerned about the loans. And that is what we're going to come and talk about later. Loan and Charbridge. Thank you all for being here with us on this Sunday special today. Join us back on the like and share the live, please. If me come out here later and Mr. Sunday now like and share the live, me just sit down and tear upon like a mad, me mad. You see, just like how Donald Trump and Biden mad, me I go talk go mad. You think me I make them get them fair share out of madness and me want to sit down and act like fool? You don't think me an idiot? Anyway, see you all later.